Yeah, we say him to check you. I said, we your daddy asked me if me ain't agree. And I laugh. And auntie laugh to say auntie today. Auntie go town today. Yeah. Nice to come. Huh? You did do that? Oh. You did nice, Miss Brown carrying out today. She on shit. Okay, sorry, it's Exodus 8. God said to Moses, go to Pharaoh and tell him God's message. Release my people so they can worship me. If you refuse to please them, I'm warning you, I'll hit the whole country with frogs. The Nile will swarm with frogs. They'll come up into your houses, into your bedrooms and into your beds, into your servants' quarters among the people, into your ovens and pots and pans. They'll be all over you, all over everyone, frogs everywhere, on and in everything. God said to Moses, tell Aaron, wave your staff over the rivers and canals and ponds. Bring up frogs of the land of Egypt. Aaron stretched his staff over the waters of Egypt, and a mob of frogs came up and covered the country. But again, magicians did the same thing, using their incantations. They also produced frogs in Egypt. Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron and said, pray to God to rid us of these frogs. I'll release the people so they can make their sacrifices and worship God. Moses said to Pharaoh, certain, when do you want the frogs out of here, away from your servants and people, out of your houses? You will be rid of frogs, except for those in the Nile. Make it tomorrow, Moses said. Tomorrow it is. So you realize that there's no God like our God. Frogs will be gone. You and your houses and your servants and your people free from frogs. The only frogs left will be the ones in the Nile. Moses and Aaron left Pharaoh, and Moses prayed to God about the frogs he had brought in Pharaoh. God responded to Moses' prayer. The frogs died off houses, courtyards, fields, all free of frogs. When Pharaoh saw that he had some breathing room, he got stubborn again and wouldn't listen to Moses and Aaron, just as God had said. God said to Moses, tell Aaron, take your staff and strike the dust. The dust will turn into gnats all over Egypt. He did it. Aaron grabbed his staff and struck the dust of the earth. It turned into gnats, gnats all over people and animals. All the dust of the earth turned into gnats, gnats everywhere in Egypt. The magicians tried to produce the gnats in their incantations, but this time they couldn't do it. There were gnats everywhere, all over people and animals. The magician said to Pharaoh, "This is God's doing." But Pharaoh was stubborn and wouldn't listen, just as God had said. God said to Moses, "Get up early in the morning and confront Pharaoh as he goes down to the water. Tell him that's the message. Release my people so they can worship me. If you don't release my people, I'll release swarms of flies on you, your servant will keep your bones up. Thou stop Egyptian and even the ground under your feet to be thick with flies." But when it happens, I'll set Goshen where my people live aside as a sanctuary. No flies in Goshen. That will show you that I am a God in this land. I make a sharp distinction between your people and mine. This sign will occur tomorrow. And God did just that. Thick swarms of flies in Pharaoh's palace and the houses of his servants. All over Egypt, the country ruined by flies. Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron and said, "Go ahead, sacrifice to God, but do it here in this country." Moses said, "That wouldn't be wise. What we sacrificed for God would give great offense to Egyptians. If we openly sacrifice what is so deep offensive to Egyptians, they'll kill us. Let us go 3 days journey into the wilderness and sacrifice to our God just as he instructed us." Pharaoh said, "All right, I'll release you."
Daddy, Daddy, you want to eat with the breadfruit, milk or tea?
You brought some candles.
Eh?
You have to get tea and you the candles. You have to
Ginger tea? Ginger tea may have only.
the candles.
The breadfruit and the pear.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'll release you to go and sacrifice to your God in the wilderness. Only don't go too far. Now pray for me." Moses said, "As soon as I leave here, I'll pray to God that tomorrow the flies will leave Pharaoh, his servants, and his people. But don't play games with us and change your mind about releasing us to sacrifice to God." Moses left Pharaoh and prayed to God. God did what Moses asked. He got rid of the flies from Pharaoh and his servants and his people. There wasn't a fly left. But Pharaoh became stubborn once again and wouldn't release the people. Exodus 9, God said to Moses, "Go to Pharaoh and tell him, God, the God of people, says, release my people so they can worship me. If you refuse to release them, then and continue to hold them. I'm giving you fair warning. God will come down hard. Livestock, out in the fields, horses, donkeys, camels, cattle, sheep, striking them with a severe disease. God will draw a sharp line between the livestock of Israel and livestock of Egypt. Not one animal that belongs to the Israelites will die. Then God said the time. Tomorrow God will do this thing. And the next day God did it. All the livestock in Egypt died, but not one animal of the Israelites died. Pharaoh said, "Remember, what happened?" And there it was. None of the livestock of the Israelites had died. Not one dead. But Pharaoh stayed stubborn. He wouldn't release the people. God said to Moses, and here, take fistfuls of shoot from a furnace, and I'm going to throw it into the air right before Pharaoh's eyes. If you become a foam, found dust all over Egypt, cause sores, an eruption of boils on people and animals throughout Egypt. So they took the suit from a furnace, stood in front of Pharaoh and threw it up in the air, caused boils and began to erupt on people and animals. The magicians weren't able to complete the Moses this time because of the boils. They were covered with boils just like everyone else in Egypt. God hardened Pharaoh's heart in his stubbornness. He wouldn't listen, just as God had said to Moses. God said to Moses, "Get up early in the morning and confront Pharaoh." The dream said, "Oh, what did I? You forget me to about 3 times on dream." Say, "Oh, tell him, God, the God of the Hebrews says, release my people so they can worship me. This time I'm going to strike you and your servants and your people with the full force of my power, so you get it into your head that there's no one like the enemy on earth." You know that by now I could have struck you and your people with deadly disease. There will be nothing left of you, not a trace. I've kept you on your feet. I make you recognize my power so that my reputation all earth. You are still standing. You are still building yourself up at my people's expense. You are not letting them go. So here's what's going to happen. At this time tomorrow, I'm sending a terrific hailstorm. There's never been a storm like this in nature. From the days of its founding until now, so get your livestock on the roof, everything exposed to the open fields, people and animals will die when the hail comes down. All of Pharaoh's servants who had respect for God's word got their workers and animals under cover. It's fast as they come. But those who didn't take God's word seriously. Their workers and animals. God said to Moses, stretch your hand to the skies, signal the hail to fall over Egypt and people and animals and crops exposed in the fields of Egypt. Moses lifted his staff to the skies, and God sent peals of thunder and hail shot through with lightning strikes. God rained hail down on the land of Egypt. The hail came, hail and lightning, a fierce hailstorm. There had been nothing like it in Egypt in its entire history. The hail it poured all over Egypt. Everything exposed out in the fields. People and animals and crops were smashed. Even the trees in the fields were shattered. Except for Goshen, where the Israelites lived. There was no hail in Goshen. Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron. He said, I've sinned for sure. He said, I've got to see the right that I and my people pray to God. We had enough of God's stuff there. I'll let you go. The sooner you're out of here, the better. Moses said, as soon as I'm out of the city, I'll stretch my arms to God. Thunder and hail will stop. So you'll know that the land is God's realm. Thunder will stop on me. So you don't start around. Still I know that you and your servants have no respect for God. Flax and the barley were ruling. They were just ripening, but the wheat and the spelt were the earth. They were later. Couldn't get a flax seed at the ground today, I'm not trying to search for something. No, farmers will not. Yeah, flax seed out of the tablet. Foreign dog. Thanks. Really good. No, we're never going to say no. Yes, Miss Jenny. Miss the tall girl needed. It's Louis. Moses left Pharaoh and the city and stretched out his arms to God. Thunder and hail stopped the storm. Cleared. But when Pharaoh saw the rain and hail and thunder had stopped, he kept right on sinning, stubborn as ever, both he and his servants. Pharaoh's heart turned rock hard. He refused to release the Israelites as God had ordered through Moses. This is the end of our reading. Thanks be to God. TVJ time, guys. Marcella watch from Mr. Fulwood. Pastor from Canada. Or the big house above you. And in the deal with auntie, you know matter? Yeah. Almond milk I watch. I know almond milk. Yeah. Huh? No, person name themselves Almond milk. Beer things, you know. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. All the boss, huh?
Thank you, sir. I will say that later.
But then I told chapter that.
Thank you very much, sir.
Alright, good.
I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
I cook some now. Season. Egg and bread and cheese. Shoes and that. I'm gone, yeah? Alright, boss. Alright, boss. Huh?
Every time, sir.
Alright, boss. You say? Bishop, big up. Maximum respect. Big up Canada. One love from Jamaica. Out.